The sound of the slap stopped everything. People dropped their drinks. The music died. Chairs scraped the floor as guests turned their heads. It was Kaira's wedding day. She stood in front of her father, Chief Duro, with her cheek burning red. Her eyes were full of tears. The groom, Dele, stood frozen, not sure whether to run or speak. "You dare bring this poor mechanic to my house and call it love?" Chief Duro shouted. Kaira's white dress fluttered in the wind. The crowd was silent. Dele looked down at his dusty shoes. His hands were shaking. He never wanted shame. He only wanted her. Let's go back to the beginning. Kaira was the only child of Chief Duro, one of the richest men in Lagos. He owned banks, hotels, fuel stations, and even a private jet. Everyone knew his name. Kaira had never tasted hunger. She grew up in a big house with 10 rooms, 5 dogs, and many workers who answered, "Yes, Ma," before she even spoke. But even with all this, she was not happy. Her father chose everything for her: her school, her clothes, her friends, even her future husband. One day, Kaira's car broke down on the way to her cousin's wedding in Surulere. The driver tried to fix it, but smoke was rising from the engine. "Madam, I need to call a mechanic," he said. She sat in the back seat, fanning herself, annoyed and sweating. Then he came, tall, dark, with grease on his hands and a bag of tools. "Good afternoon," he said, bending slightly to greet her. She almost didn't answer. She didn't talk to strangers, but something about him felt different. Calm. Sure. He fixed the car in 15 minutes. "What's your name?" she asked before getting back in. "Dale," he said. "I work nearby." She nodded and left, but she didn't forget him. The next week, she told her driver to pass the same road. She hoped the car would break down again. It didn't, so she told him to stop at a small kiosk to buy water. She got down, walked to the mechanic shop, and found Dele under a car. He looked surprised. "I just came to say thank you," she said. He smiled. "You're welcome." That's how it started. They talked again and again. Every week, they met in quiet places. No bodyguards, no noise. He told her about his life, how his father died young, how he stopped school to feed his younger sister. He worked every day, sometimes for only 2,000 naira, just to survive. She listened. She told him about her world too, how she felt locked in a golden cage. After 6 months, she told him, "I love you." He said, "I'm poor. Your father will never agree." She held his hand. "Then we'll run away." Back to the wedding day. They didn't run. Kaira wanted to do things right. She told her father. She begged him. She cried. She knelt. She said, "I love him, Daddy. He is kind. He is real." Chief Duro laughed at first. Then he got angry. Then he locked her in her room for 3 days. But Kaira did not change her mind. So he gave up. Or so it seemed. He said, "Fine. Marry him. Do what you like." Kaira thought he had accepted. She planned a simple wedding in their family compound, only close family and friends. But on that day, with the cake standing tall, the food hot, and the bride glowing, Chief Duro walked in with soldiers. He looked at Dele and said, "You want to marry my daughter?" Then he slapped Kaira, and everything stopped. After the slap, Chief Duro pointed to the gate. "Take your nonsense husband and leave this house," he said. Kaira touched her face, still in shock. Tears rolled down her cheeks, but she didn't cry loud. She looked at Dele. He looked back, unsure. "Let's go," she whispered. People watched as they walked out. Some shook their heads. Some took out their phones. No one helped. Kaira's heels sank in the sand as they stepped out of the compound. The sun was hot. Her white dress was now dirty. A young boy on the street laughed and said, "See, bride, where they trek." They kept walking. Dele didn't speak until they reached the bus stop. "I'm sorry," he said. Kaira looked at him. "Why are you sorry? I chose this." "I have nothing," he said. "No house, no bed, no car." "You have me," she said. He nodded slowly, still not sure if this was real. That night, they slept in Dele's workshop. He gave her his only mat. He slept on the floor. Rain leaked through the roof. A rat ran across the wall. Kaira held her wrapper tight and didn't complain. In the morning, she helped him wash car parts. Her hands turned black with oil. She laughed when he laughed. She ate gari with him and his sister Ada, who looked surprised to see a rich girl sit on the floor and eat with her hands. "You're really not joking?" Ada said. Kaira smiled. "I'm here now." But things were hard, very hard. Some days they ate once, some days not at all. Kaira sold her gold watch for 50,000 naira. That helped for a while. She also got a small job in a bakery, packing bread in the mornings. Dale worked harder than before, but money was never enough. And people talked. "See that girl who used to ride Jeep? Now she dey hawk bread. She must be under a spell. Now jazz that boy use." Kaira heard them. She didn't reply. But one night, while washing clothes with cold water, she broke down. She cried into her hands. "I miss my bed," she whispered. "I miss hot water. I miss peace." Dale came to her and held her. "We will get there. Just give me time." She nodded, but said nothing. One evening, Ada ran into the workshop. "Kaira, come quick." Kaira dropped the spanner in her hand. "What is it?" "Your father's men. They're outside, with guns." Dele came out too. They all stood and watched as 3 black SUVs parked in front of the workshop. Chief Duro stepped out. He wore a black kaftan and dark glasses. Soldiers stood behind him. He looked at his daughter. "Come home." Kaira didn't move. "You've proven your point. Enough of this foolish life. Come back. I will forget this shame." Kaira looked at Dele. Then she looked at her father. "Number." "I'm not coming." His face turned hard. "Then listen well. You are no longer my daughter." He walked back to the car. The soldiers followed, and they drove off. Ada held Kaira as she stood shaking. "I'm sorry," Ada said. But Kaira just stared at the road. She had never felt so small. That night, Dele sat beside her. "I don't have much," he said, "but I'll build something for you. You'll never regret this." Kaira looked at him. "I already don't." Then they sat in silence, side by side, in the dark. Tomorrow would be another long day. The days were long. The money was small. But Kaira and Dele stayed together. They lived in one room behind the workshop. It had no fan, no toilet inside. They shared a bathroom with 3 other families. Water came from a well. Kaira woke early each morning to help in the bakery. She carried trays of bread on her head. Some customers laughed when they saw her. "She ate this one, no be Chief Duro daughter?" Life done humble her. Kaira would smile and keep walking. Dele worked all day fixing cars. Some people refused to pay. Some insulted him. One man said, "If you're good enough, why you no rich?" Dele didn't answer. He just wiped his hands and kept working. After 1 year, they saved enough to buy a small fan. After 2 years, they bought a second-hand mattress. After 3 years, they opened a joint account with 150,000 naira inside. It wasn't much, but it was theirs. Kaira started selling small chops on weekends. Puff puff, meat pie, and spring rolls. She used her old baking skills from the big house. People began to like her food. She sabi cook, one woman said, and she no carry body. Soon, people called her Madam Kaira. They stopped laughing. Deal too was growing. He taught himself how to fix more than just cars, generators, small machines, even phones. A customer told him, "You need to learn how to register your business. You can get bigger jobs." So Dele went to a small business center, paid 10,000 naira, and got a business name, Dele Fix Solutions. But it wasn't always good. Some nights, Kaira got tired. One night, she told Dele, "Sometimes I dream I'm still in my old room, with clean bed sheets and AC." Dele nodded. "Sometimes I dream I'm rich too." They laughed, but it was a sad laugh. They didn't talk about kids. There was no money for children, no space. Kaira's father never called, never sent a message. She heard rumors. He was building a hospital, opening a school, buying lands in Dubai. She stayed silent. After 4 years, Dale got a job from a bank manager. The man's car had broken down near the workshop. Dale fixed it in 10 minutes. The man was shocked. "You're good. Do you have a shop?" "Just this one," Dale said. "You should be working with companies, not roadside. I have contacts." 2 weeks later, Dale got called to fix 5 cars for a delivery company. Then 10 more. Then someone else gave him a contract to maintain their generators. Money started coming in, real money. Dale used it wisely, bought new tools, hired 2 boys to help him. He told Kaira, "We're not there yet, but we're moving." She smiled. "I never doubted you." One evening, Kaira's phone rang. Unknown number. She picked. "Kaira," a soft voice said. It was her mother. She'd not spoken to her in 5 years. "Mama, I miss you. Your father, he's sick. He keeps saying your name, but pride won't let him call." Kaira sat down, quiet. Her mother continued, "Just come and see him, please." Kaira looked around their small room. The ceiling fan was turning slowly. Her husband was washing his hands outside. She sighed. "I'll come, but not alone." Kaira ironed her best dress. Simple but clean. Dele wore his only good shirt. No holes, no oil stains. They took a taxi to Ikoyi. As they entered the gates of Chief Duro's mansion, the guards looked confused. One whispered, "She really came." The compound hadn't changed. Big trees, big dogs, clean tiles. But it felt cold to Kaira now, not like home. The housekeeper opened the door. "Madam is waiting upstairs." Kaira held Dele's hand. "Let's go." They walked past the dining room, the big staircase, the gold-framed pictures on the wall. Some still had Kaira's face, young, smiling, innocent. They reached the bedroom. Chief Duro was lying on a hospital bed inside the house. He looked thinner, older, weaker. His wife, Kaira's mother, stood beside him. Kaira stepped forward. "Good evening, Daddy." He didn't reply at first. He just stared at her. Then his eyes moved to Dele. "You brought him here," he said. "Yes," Kaira said. "He's my husband." Chief Duro coughed. "Sit down." They sat. Silence. Then he said, "They say your puff puff is popular." Kaira blinked, unsure if it was a joke. Dil smiled a little. Chief Duro turned to Dele. "And you? People talk about your company. You've come far from the roadside." "Yes, sir," Dele said quietly. Chief Duro took a deep breath. "I was wrong." Kaira sat up straight. He looked at her. "You proved me wrong. I thought you'd come back crying. I thought he'd leave you. I thought you'd break." Kaira said nothing. She didn't trust her voice. Chief Duro looked at Dele again. "You didn't run away. You didn't use her. You didn't fail." Dele nodded. "I only wanted peace, sir." Chief Duro closed his eyes for a moment. Take care of her. That's all I ask. I will, Dele said. After a few minutes, Kaira's mother spoke. Would you like to eat? We made your favorite. Kaira smiled softly. Thank you, Mama. Maybe later. They stood up to leave. Chief Duro said, Come again tomorrow. Kaira nodded. Dele helped her down the stairs. On the way home, they sat in silence in the taxi. The driver played soft music on the radio. Kaira looked out the window. Her eyes were full. Are you okay? Dele asked. She wiped her face quickly. Yes, I just didn't expect it. You don't have to forgive him now, Dele said. I think I already did, she said, a long time ago. The next day, they went back. And the next. Soon, the guards started greeting Dale with smiles. The cook packed small chops for them on their way out. Chief Duro even asked for Dele's opinion on car engines. One evening, he said, You should open a big workshop. Somewhere central. People will come. Dale nodded. We're planning towards that. I can help. Kaira looked at her father. With money? With land, he said. It's yours. Do what you want with it. Dele hesitated. Kaira looked at him and nodded. It's not a trap. We'll take it. Chief Duro smiled for the first time in a long while. The land was not far from the main road. Big space, good location, close to banks and offices. Dele stood on it, quiet. You okay? Kaira asked. He looked around, hands on his hips. I never thought I'd stand on land that's mine. It's ours, she said. They started small. Dale didn't want to rush. He called in his boys from the old workshop. We're building something bigger, he told them. They poured cement, nailed wood, and laid bricks. Dale worked like one of the laborers. Kaira brought them food, water, and sometimes puff-puff. In 3 months, the workshop was ready. The signboard read, Dale Fix Solutions. We fix everything. People came. Old customers, new customers, office workers, delivery men, even a small TV station came to do a story. From mechanic boy to business owner. Kaira was in the video too. She didn't wear makeup or a fancy dress, just her apron and rubber slippers. The reporter asked, What made you stay with him when you had everything? She said, Because I didn't really have anything until I had him. The video went viral. People sent money. People sent tools. A pastor from Port Harcourt sent them 1 million naira to support. Chief Duro watched it on his tablet. He called his wife and said, That's our daughter. They moved out of the one-room house. They rented a small flat, 2 bedrooms, a kitchen, and their own bathroom. Kaira bought a new fan, then a small fridge, then curtains. Dele bought a generator. No more sweating in the dark, he said. They invited Ada over for dinner. She looked around and said, I'm proud of you two. She had also finished school thanks to Kaira's help. Now she was learning fashion design. One evening, Dele sat down and looked at Kaira. We're doing okay now, he said. Better than before? Kaira nodded. Yes. He cleared his throat. So, maybe it's time? Time for what? He brought out a small box. Inside was a gold ring. Kaira stared. We never really had a proper wedding, he said. No crowd, no cake, but we have love. So, will you marry me again? This time, with peace? Kaira laughed and wiped her eyes. Yes, 100 times yes. The second wedding was simple, just family, close friends. Ada made Kaira's dress. Chief Duro walked her down the aisle. He didn't cry, but his eyes were red. After the small ceremony, he pulled Dele aside. I don't say this easily, he said, but I'm proud of you. Dele nodded. Thank you, sir. No, Chief Duro said. Thank you, son. That night, after the guests left, Kaira and Dele sat on their small balcony. She leaned on his shoulder. I don't miss the big house, she said. I don't miss the noise, he said. They smiled, just the two of them, under the stars, with no shame, no fear, and no hunger. Life was sweet now. The business was growing. The new workshop had 5 workers. 2 extra boys were learning under Dele. Clients came from far places. Kaira's small chops business also expanded. She opened a small shop beside the workshop. She called it Kaira's Corner. She sold snacks, cold drinks, and soft bread. Office workers came every lunch hour. They were finally okay. But peace doesn't always last long. One Monday morning, a man in a suit walked into the workshop. He didn't greet anyone, just stood and looked around. Where's the owner? He asked. Dale came forward, wiping his hands. I'm the owner. The man gave him a paper. This land has issues. What kind of issues? It belongs to the government. It was taken over last year. You're sitting on illegal ground. Dale's face changed. But we were given this land by the rightful owner. The man shrugged. Not my business. We're giving you 2 weeks to leave. Bulldozers are coming. He walked away like it was nothing. Dale sat down slowly. His hands were shaking. Kaira ran over. What's wrong? He gave her the paper. She read it twice. This can't be true. Dele stood. I need to talk to your father. No, Kaira said. Let me go first. Chief Duro was sitting outside with his walking stick when she arrived. Who gave you that land? Kaira asked, not even greeting. He looked up, confused. The same man who sold me other plots. Why? It's government land, Daddy. His face hardened. What do you mean? They came. They said we have 2 weeks to leave. They're bringing bulldozers. Chief Duro looked stunned. Wait, I'll call someone. He made calls, many calls. Kaira watched his hands shake. He finally dropped the phone. It's true, he said slowly. The papers were fake. Kaira stepped back. So, what do we do now? I'll fix it. When? In 2 weeks? I didn't know, Kaira. She said nothing. Just walked away. Back at the shop, Dele was already packing small things. I don't trust them, he said. They'll come before the date. He was right. 4 days later, early in the morning, bulldozers came. No warning, no time. They crushed the gate, broke the walls, tore down the signboard. Workers screamed. People ran. Tools scattered. Kaira's shop was smashed too. Her freezer fell and broke. Dele stood there, frozen. One of the officers shouted, You were warned! Then they left, and silence returned. Dele sat on a stone and held his head. Kaira sat beside him, tears on her cheeks. It's all gone. I should have checked the papers better, he whispered. She didn't reply. Their workers stood around, unsure what to do. Kaira finally said, We'll start again, somewhere else. From where? She looked at him. From the same place we started before. 0. That evening, Chief Duro came to their house. He stood at the door like a stranger. I'm sorry, he said. Dale didn't look at him. Kaira folded her arms. I trusted a greedy man, Chief Duro said. I didn't know the land was under government case. Kaira said, Sorry, won't build another workshop. I know, that's why I brought this. He gave them a folder. Inside were papers for another land. This one is clean. I checked myself. I'll help you rebuild. Dele looked up. We don't want charity. It's not charity, Chief Duro said. It's repair for the damage I caused. They didn't answer him that night, but they kept the folder. They needed time, but time was something they had learned to use well. 3 weeks passed. Dele and Kaira said nothing about the new land Chief Duro gave them. The papers sat on the table, untouched. Dale went back to fixing cars on the roadside, under the sun. No roof, no walls. Kaira sold her snacks in a small umbrella stand. No fridge, no shelves. But they were not new to this. They had done it before. They knew how to start again. One evening, Ada came visiting. "You're both strong," she said, "but don't let pride block help." Dele looked up from his bench. "It's not pride, it's pain." Kaira added, "We just need to be sure this time." They took the land papers to a lawyer. The man checked them line by line. "Everything is clean," he said. "No issues. Government approved." Dele and Kaira looked at each other. Dale said, "Then it's time." The new land was smaller, but in a better place. Near a fuel station, always busy. Good traffic. They didn't rush this time. Chief Duro brought workers. But Dale controlled the plan. He drew the layout. He chose the tools. He made sure every block was strong. Kaira also improved her side. She didn't just want a shop now. She wanted a mini bakery. With support from an old customer, she got a loan. She bought an oven, hired 2 girls, and started baking again. They named the place Kaira and Dele Hub, a place where people could fix their cars and buy soft bread while they wait. On the first day of opening, Chief Doro came early. He stood quietly and looked at the signboard. Then he looked at the two of them. "I'm proud," he said. Kaira smiled. "Thank you." Dale shook his hand. "Thank you for not running when it got messy." Chief Duro looked at both of them. "You showed me what real love is." A few months later, a new SUV stopped at the shop. A woman stepped out. She wore heavy makeup and gold chains. She looked around and scoffed. "So it's true," she said. "This is where Kaira ended up." Kaira turned slowly. It was Adaobi, her childhood friend from rich school. "I didn't end up here," Kaira said. "I built here." Adaobi laughed. "I saw you trending once, mechanic wife." "I'm proud of it," Kaira said. Dele came out, wiping oil from his hands. Adaobi rolled her eyes and left. Kaira turned to him. "Remember when people laughed at us?" He nodded. "They're not laughing now." One evening, Dele brought home a small box. Kaira opened it. Inside was a printed certificate. "Dilfix Technical School. Coming soon." She looked at him. "What's this?" "I want to train boys who have no one, like I once was. Teach them skills, help them eat." Kaira held his hand. "We'll do it together." Years passed. They didn't become billionaires, but they lived well. They worked side by side, built side by side, laughed, fought, and made up, ate together, slept in peace. Kaira's father grew old but happy. Ada became a top fashion designer. Their story was told in magazines, in schools, and even on radio. One day, a small boy at the shop asked Dele, "How did you marry a big man's daughter?" Dale smiled. "I didn't marry a big man's daughter," he said. "I married my best friend." And that was the truth.